Today, time for another trailer. This time it's going to be for a horror movie. I think the last time I did a horror thing was when I watched Blood Ride, which was an anthology sort of horror series. So, it's rather short and it's kind of late, so I don't really have the energy for something long, long-winded for me. Like, I was wanting to do some more reviews, but it's just the day has gotten away from me, and I want to get something done, but I don't think I've got a review in me right now. Maybe tomorrow or whenever. We'll see. Okay, so this one is for a movie called The Dawn, and I've had this in my to watch list for a few days at least, maybe a week or so. I don't know anything about it. Just the thumbnail was kind of freaky looking. It looks like this girl, she's like looking up at the camera, and I think she has her hands behind, back like this, and she looks like there's a bunch of bees or something all around her, and it almost looked like she was in a wedding dress, but I might be completely misremembering it. Anyway, I don't know the synopsis at all. I tried to find the original source channel that this came from, but I can't. So I don't know really who is involved in this. So I had to go to a third-party trailer channel on YouTube. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Henry, there's something I think you need to take a look at.
What might that be?
A girl was taken to St. John's. She lost her family.
It's not unusual.
It's the circumstance. I think you need to take a look at this.
Before the dawn. Okay. Wedding dress. Okay.
She only knows what the demon allows her to see.
Something's wrong.
Wow. Okay. That was pretty short. It's just a little bit over 1 minute to get to this screen here, the credits. And some things that sort of occurred to me as I was watching, well, one thing at least that kind of jumped out at me is that this feels like, I mean, it's got a decent look to it, but at the same time it feels like it's a bit low budget. That doesn't mean it's going to suck. It's just there were some scenes and some audio things that it was playing that made it sound a bit on the low budget-ish side. Having said that, I'm still pretty interested in watching it. It seems to me like it's going to be, about possession, something like that. It's going to take place, at this convent? That's what it looked like to me. Whatever it was. I didn't really completely recognize anyone in there. Like, I didn't notice who they were right off the bat. I recognized the main girl she seems to be the main girl that it kept showing. She looked familiar to me, but I couldn't really place her for sure. I do recognize one name in this list, and that's Stacey Dash. But anybody else, I'm not recognizing their name, and just not much facial recognition going on for me with this, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. I'm still interested to check it out, and probably, I just have a feeling this is going to be like so many horror movies, and it's just not going to be that great because so many of them aren't that great. And as I've said, horror doesn't generally generate the best types of, good high reviews because, and I don't know why that is, that we can watch horror movies and they're just not all that spectacular, but for me, I'm still drawn to them. Even a sucky horror movie, I still will watch. I don't get it. I don't know. And I'm not quite sure why so many, it feels to me that so many horror movies have such a low, like a very imbalanced good to bad ratio. Maybe that's just my imagination, and maybe it's just because primarily what I watch, you know, the types of movies that I watch are horror movies. That's why I'm exposed to so much more bad quality or whatever. I'm sure if I would watch an action film, there's probably just as many action films that are not that great. But it just does feel to me that horror consistently ranks really low on the rating scale. Maybe it's just because not everybody likes horror or what. I don't know. I'm a sucker for it, even if it's sucky. So, sucker for it, even if it's sucky. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I will keep an eye out for this. This is dated 2019, so I'm wondering if this is out already. Maybe on like a streaming service or something. Haven't seen it around yet, but given everything that's going on in the world these days, I expect that it will probably show up sooner than later. And I doubt it's going to get a theatrical release. And if it does, it won't be anytime soon. And if it does, I would not go see this in the theater. So I'll just keep my eyes out for it on one of the streaming services. Yeah, the trailer itself, like I said early on, it's really short. So there's really no complaints as far as flow. Yes, it was pretty snappy, but it was efficient. I think it was efficiently put together. It gives you an idea of what's up, and it's not draggy, and it doesn't show too much, but it doesn't show so little that you're completely lost. I mean, I feel like I have the gist of it. I get it. So yeah, I think this was one of the, pretty fairly well done ones that I've seen. So it made good use of its time. Let's just say that. So, okay, well, I can't think of anything else to add. So I am going to go ahead and sign off for now, you guys. Hasta luego and nos vemos. That was redundant, wasn't it? Okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Bye.